What is the vision of God's plan for us all? We are called to share in the inheritance of Christ, in His adopted sonship, to share in the life of God. No less. This is a great calling. We are called to be holy and to live through love in His presence. That will make our lives exciting and meaningful. Because to share in the sonship of Christ is not just being baptized, being called Christians, but really to share in that life. Being offered sonship, daughtership in Christ means that it is first and foremost a gift, but it is also a responsibility. Unless we partake in that life of Christ and show ourselves to be different, to be holy means to be different. Not for the sake of being different. To be holy is to be separated from the world. That does not mean to say that we are not involved in the world. It means to say we do not absorb the values of the world. Those worldly values that promote selfishness, discrimination. We are called to be Christians by being different from the rest of the world when they adopt values such as compassion, selflessness, humility, total giving. That is what the life of Christ is all about. That is what it means to be a son and a daughter of God. To live that kind of love that God has shown us in Christ. The vision is not just for us as individuals. It is for humanity. What is our goal as Catholics, as Christians? Not just to live a good life quietly, do my own thing, and then make sure that, I observe all the commandments and I get an entry ticket into heaven. The goal of every Christian is to bring the whole world under the lordship of Christ. Because there is only one humanity. There is only one family of God. The reason why we proclaim the gospel, the reason why we share the values of Christ is so that humanity might be one. One in love, one in compassion, all having the same goal, which is to be with God, sharing in His life. This is the plan of God for all of humanity. And so it's very important for us. We are never blessed or called for ourselves alone. If we are called, if we are blessed, it is for others. And yet, my dear brothers and sisters, the point is this: even though we might have a clear vision, it does not mean to say we will be passionate. Why is that so? Because the vision that I'm speaking about, that we are speaking about, cannot be just an abstract, intellectual, conceptual vision. It must be real. It must be something that we have seen, that we have experienced. If our vision is not something that is so real to us, if we don't have a first pledge of the fruits of the harvest, in other words, it's hard to continue pursuing. Unless we have allowed the power of God to work in our lives, we will never be convinced. That's why those of us who are not convinced, you can just sit in your room and start reading and studying. It's not going to work. You need to get involved. You need to be in it. Just by studying about the poor does not help you to be someone who will look after the poor. You need to see with your own eyes. You need to touch the poor with your hands. You need to hear the sufferings, hear the pains, the cries of the people. Then we know what we are talking about. Otherwise, it's just very intellectual. My dear brothers and sisters, those of us who have allowed the power of God to work in us, we know how great and how wonderful the Spirit of the risen Christ is. If I'm a priest, it's for this reason. Because there are many times when God works through me. It is His work. He uses my inadequacy to touch the lives of people. And this is where we see the power of God. If you are very talented, if you are very eloquent, if you are very smart, if you are self-sufficient, it's hard to see the power of God at work. It is only when we are weak, as St. Paul says, then we are strong. Then we know the power of God. We need to move out of our comfort zone. And so, for those of us who have not encountered, what must we do? We keep on chasing and chasing. We don't give up. Today, the Lord is inviting us to give ourselves, to trust in those who have seen the Lord, those who have seen the power of God. That is why faith is imparted to us. We don't find faith ourselves. It's the faith of our fathers, faith of our parents, faith of the early church, that today we continue to pursue this encounter of God's power and grace in our lives.